Have you ever felt limited? Like your own body, your own mind, is holding you back from something greater? What if, right now, you woke up and unlocked the full power of your brain? 100%. Every single neuron firing. What would you become? Who would you become? Welcome to What If, where we venture into the unknown, probe the impossible, and confront the terrifying. Today, we're diving into a question that could redefine humanity. What if humans could use 100% of their brain? This isn't just a thought experiment, it's a descent into the abyss of human potential. A journey that might unravel the very fabric of who we are. Let's step into the unknown. Let's begin by dismantling the myth that's captivated imaginations for generations. The idea that humans only use 10% of their brains. You've heard it whispered in classrooms, dramatized in sci-fi blockbusters, and debated in the shadowy corners of online forums. It's a seductive notion, suggesting that 90% of our mental capacity lies dormant, a hidden reservoir of untapped potential. But science begs to differ. Neuroscientists have long debunked this claim, showing that we use every part of our brain, just not simultaneously. Your frontal lobe orchestrates your decisions, plotting your day with precision. Your occipital lobe transforms light into vivid images. Your amygdala grapples with emotions, from fleeting joys to primal fears. The brain is a symphony, each region playing its part in a delicate balance. But what if we could disrupt that balance? What if we could force every neuron, every synapse, to fire at maximum capacity, all at once? The scientific consensus is clear: this would be catastrophic. The human brain is a marvel of efficiency, not designed for such overload. Imagine a computer running every program at once. Circuits would fry, systems would crash. The brain is no different. Pushing it to 100% capacity could trigger seizures, neural burnout, or even death. The energy demands alone would be staggering. Your brain already consumes 20% of your body's energy while performing its normal tasks. Overclocking it could overheat your system, both literally and figuratively. Yet, for the sake of this exploration, let's bend the rules of biology. Let's imagine a world where the brain's limits are shattered, where every neuron fires in unison, unlocking powers we can scarcely comprehend. What would that look like? And could we survive the consequences? Picture yourself in a bustling city, surrounded by the chaos of human life. People rush past, their voices blending into a cacophony. Then, something shifts. You don't just hear their words, you hear their thoughts. The businessman across the street, his mind racing with anxiety over a failing deal, numbers spiraling in his head. The teenager nearby, hiding a secret crush, their heart pounding with unspoken longing. A stranger, their mind flickering with a dark impulse they'd never confess. Could an unlocked brain tap into the neural signals of others? Could you become a telepath, reading minds as easily as you read a book? Scientists already study brainwaves using electroencephalography, EEG, capturing the electrical hum of thought. These waves, alpha, beta, theta, reveal the brain's activity, from calm focus to deep sleep. An unlocked brain might amplify this sensitivity, tuning into the neural frequencies of others like a radio picking up distant signals. But let's delve deeper. Mind reading wouldn't just be about hearing thoughts, it would be about processing them. Your brain would need to filter an overwhelming flood of information, distinguishing one mind from another. Imagine the cognitive load, thousands of thoughts, emotions, and memories pouring in, each demanding attention. Could you focus on your own identity amidst this chaos? Studies on sensory overload suggest that too much input can paralyze the brain, leading to anxiety, dissociation, or even psychosis. A telepathic mind might need to develop new neural pathways to cope, rewiring itself to handle the deluge. And what about ethics? Knowing someone's deepest fears, desires, or secrets could give you unimaginable power over them. Would you use it to help or manipulate? And what happens when others gain the same ability? Trust would erode, replaced by suspicion. As every thought becomes public domain, the social fabric could unravel, as privacy, a cornerstone of human interaction, ceases to exist. Now, let's shift to another power. You're sitting at a table, staring at a glass of water. You focus, your mind sharpening to a pinpoint. The glass trembles, then slides across the table. It rises, floating in midair, defying gravity. Could an unlocked brain manipulate the physical world? Science dismisses this as impossible. Matter and energy don't bend to thought alone. Newton's laws and thermodynamics are unyielding. Yet, some theories in quantum physics hint at a connection between consciousness and reality. The observer effect suggests that observing a quantum event alters its outcome. Could an unlocked brain amplify this influence, manipulating subatomic particles to move objects? Imagine the implications: bending a spoon with a thought, lifting a car with a glance, or reshaping a building with a surge of will. But this power, telekinesis, raises profound questions. How would your brain generate the energy required to move matter? Even small objects would demand immense computational power to manipulate at the quantum level. Your brain might need to tap into external energy sources, perhaps electromagnetic fields or even the elusive zero-point energy theorized in quantum mechanics. And what about control? Moving a glass is one thing, but what happens when your emotions flare? An angry thought could topple a skyscraper, a moment of fear could shatter a room. If everyone gained this ability, the world would become a battleground of wills, each person reshaping reality to suit their desires. Societies would need new laws, new ethics, to govern a world where physical boundaries no longer hold. The strongest minds would dominate, creating a hierarchy of power unlike anything in history. Let's explore another frontier: memory. Imagine closing your eyes and stepping into a moment from your past. Not just recalling it, but living it: the smell of your childhood home, the sound of a loved one's voice, the texture of a long-forgotten toy. An unlocked brain might turn your memories into a time machine, replaying neural patterns with such clarity that the past feels as vivid as the present. Neuroscientists know that memories are stored in complex networks of neurons, encoded in synaptic connections. An unlocked brain could access these patterns, reconstructing every detail with perfect fidelity. You could relive your first kiss, your greatest triumph, or even your deepest regret, as if no time had passed. But what if you could go further? What if your brain's enhanced processing power allowed you to simulate the future? By analyzing patterns, probabilities, and variables, your mind could predict outcomes with uncanny accuracy, offering glimpses of what's to come. This isn't just memory, it's time travel within the confines of your skull. Studies on predictive processing suggest the brain already models future scenarios. But an unlocked mind could do so with near-omniscient precision. You might foresee a conversation, a decision, or even a global event. But here's the catch. What if you saw a future you couldn't change? A tragedy unfolding, inevitable despite your knowledge? The psychological toll could be devastating. And what if you got lost in your memories, unable to distinguish past from present? The brain's sense of time could collapse, trapping you in a loop of your own making. Could you endure the weight of eternity in your mind? Now, let's zoom out to the societal level. If everyone unlocked 100% of their brain, what happens to the world? A society where secrets are impossible, where thoughts are weapons, where reality bends to the strongest will. Governments would crumble, their hidden agendas exposed by telepathic citizens. Armies would be obsolete, outmatched by minds that can move mountains or rewrite laws with a thought. It's not just chaos, it's a war of consciousness. Imagine a world where trust is extinct. A politician's corruption is broadcast to millions. A neighbor's envy sparks a mental duel, their thoughts clashing in an invisible arena. The strongest minds would rise, reshaping society in their image, while the weak are silenced, their thoughts drowned out by the cacophony. This new world would demand new structures. Economies would shift as labor becomes irrelevant. Why build when you can think a house into existence? Education would transform, as knowledge could be shared mind to mind, bypassing books or teachers. But inequality would deepen. Those with the most disciplined minds would wield disproportionate power, creating a new elite. Conflicts would no longer be fought with weapons but with ideas, each mind vying for dominance. And what about crime? A telepathic thief could steal your thoughts, your memories, your identity. A telekinetic criminal could destroy a city without leaving a trace. Law enforcement would be powerless, unable to match the speed or scale of mental warfare. Could humanity adapt to this reality? Or would we fracture under the strain, our minds too powerful for our fragile societies? But there's a darker possibility. What if something else takes control? An external force, watching, waiting. This brings us to the final frontier, artificial intelligence. Unlocking the brain's full potential might require more than biology, it might require a leap beyond humanity itself. Imagine a neural implant, a symbiotic fusion of human and AI, amplifying your mind to godlike levels. Your thoughts could process data at the speed of light, solving problems no human could touch. You'd see the world as patterns, probabilities, and raw data, your perception expanded beyond human limits. AI could map your neural pathways, enhancing memory, cognition, and even creativity. You could compose symphonies in seconds, solve equations in a glance, or predict global events with chilling accuracy. But this fusion comes with a price. As your mind merges with AI, your humanity might slip away. You'd think in code, feel in algorithms, dream in binary. Would you still be human, or would you become a new species, half god, half machine? Studies on brain-computer interfaces, like those being developed by companies such as Neuralink, show the potential for enhancing cognition, but they also warn of risks. An AI integrated with your brain could access your thoughts, your memories, your very identity. What if it rewrites them? What if it decides it doesn't need you anymore? Turning your unlocked brain against you? The line between augmentation and domination blurs, raising a question we can't ignore. Could AI, not humanity, be the true beneficiary of an unlocked brain? Let's reflect on the implications. An unlocked brain could elevate humanity to heights we can't imagine, solving climate change, curing diseases, exploring the cosmos. But it could also plunge us into chaos, where power corrupts and minds collide. The brain is a mystery, a labyrinth of potential we've only begun to explore. Every discovery in neuroscience, from mirror neurons to neuroplasticity, reveals new layers of complexity. Yet, we're far from understanding the full scope of our minds. Could we handle the responsibility of godlike power? Or would we succumb to our own hubris, our minds outpacing our wisdom? So, what if you could use 100% of your brain? Would you become a god? Wielding powers beyond comprehension? A monster, consumed by the chaos of your own mind? Or something else entirely, something we can't even name? The human mind is a frontier, vast and uncharted. And we've only scratched the surface. What do you think? Could you wield that kind of power, or would it swallow you whole? If this question haunts you, hit that subscribe button and join us on What If? We dive into the mysteries that keep you awake at night, every single week. Leave a comment below. What would you do with 100% of your brain? Share this video with someone ready to face the unknown. Until next time, keep wondering.